What's up, homies? In today's video, I am going to talk to you about how I do showings, what I show, what questions I ask, red flags, green flags, that sort of thing. So let's get into it. So at this point, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. They really just want to see the room, in my case. They want to see the room, they want to see the bathroom. I take them there first. I let them know that there's no rush, and if they want to look around or ask any questions at any time, to feel free. Show them the bedroom. I'll point out some of the positive features, big window, the sun rises in a nice place, whatever it is. I'll point out those features, pretty simple. Bathroom, I'll let them know if it was recently built, nothing crazy. And then I'll show them the common areas. If there's a big spacious main room, which there is in the Woodstock house, I'll show them the kitchen. In the Smyrna house, I'll show them the backyard. So I usually show a special feature if there is one. Woodstock house would be the back deck. The main center area of the Smyrna house would probably be the back area. I usually end up showing them the laundry, and that's about it. They already came in the entrance, then they've seen the bedroom, the bathroom, the common areas, the laundry. They've seen everything that they're going to use. I show them the refrigerator and explain to them the situation with how much space they'll have, show them the cabinets, and that's about it. I let them know how the mail works. Not too much there. Questions? At this point, I've usually asked everything that I care about. I won't do a showing until I've already screened this person and they're pretty much guaranteed to take the room if they like it. In other words, I've asked them as much as I can to know that they pass all of my prerequisites. They've got to have decent credit, clean background, we don't do any animals, no smoking, it's got to be a rental for one person, those sorts of things. And then I also prefer that the person is looking for a long-term living situation and some other things like that. Once those things are all clear, they seem to be a good fit, then I'll invite them to a showing. There's no way I do showings anymore unless I already think this person is going to be a good fit and I'm willing to rent it to them if they want it. That said, red flags, we've talked about these a little bit in previous videos, but I can go over them again. So one of the reasons, honestly, that I like using Facebook Marketplace so much is there's a lot of people with some really, in my opinion, terrible photos, flipping the bird, smoking. We don't have smoking. Pictures of them with their pets, so on and so forth. Not a terrible thing. It's just something that's not allowed. So those things can tip me off early and make sure I ask and double check, hey, this is a no smoking room. Are you sure this is a good fit? Another thing, not necessarily a red flag, but I found a strong pattern. If the candidate just uses the canned question of, is this available? They never turn it into a good candidate. 99% of the time, not a good candidate. If they go out of their way and they write a few sentences about themselves, they seem like a good communicator in a good situation, 90% of the time, they end up being a great tenant. That's it. Filter right up front from the first message. Very simple. Red flag. I don't like calling them red flags, honestly. There's things that are not good fits for these rentals, right? If you're trying to move in with your partner, it's not going to work for multiple reasons. If you're trying to move in with your animal, I'm sorry, so on and so forth. And green flags, like I said, if they come in out of the opening, they're a good communicator. That's it. Good vibe, good communicator, no problem. To be honest, I've been told that you should absolutely do income checks and that sort of thing. I don't anymore. I haven't found it useful. I don't even call employers to see if they're employed. If you've got decent credit, that's my leverage. Clean background, that I'm not worried about you mistreating anyone in any significant way. And apart from that, if you're a decent conversationalist, at least for me, it seems pretty straightforward. You can tell if someone's going to be a decent person, and I've had no problems. The only problem I've had was someone that I took on a recommendation from a current tenant. So everyone I've placed just on my own search and intuition, and again, always with a background check and decent credit, has always worked out fine. So far, I've not had any major issues, knock on wood. That's good. All right, that's about it. I'm heading up to the Woodstock house now to do a showing. This time, the strategy that I'm using is to schedule a time with the best candidate and then let all the other candidates know that I'm doing a showing at that time. So at this showing, we should have 2 or 3 candidates showing up, and really only one of them needs to follow through. Wish me luck. That's it. Until next time, be well.